Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is Hani Ismail from Planning Engineer website. In this lesson, we are going to discuss claim management. And this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. So claim management. In construction, the term claims used as an application or request for entitlement. So when we say a claim only, we didn't say whether it is a cost claim or it is an extension of time EOT claims or what. Here we are going to talk more about extension of time claims, or what we call it EOT. Claims are mainly a way to save your rights and entitlement from different perspectives according to your role, if you are contractor or consultant or client. If you are a contractor, you would like to reserve your company rights if there are any changes to the project and you would like to have an extension of time to avoid delay penalties. However, if you are a consultant, you would like to be sure that the contractor is entitled for the requested extension of time, because it might affect how you will perform or how you will act regarding applying delay penalties or something. And if you are a client, you need to understand first the consequences of your changes to the project and the decision you made, because you might take a decision which will cause the project additional duration and accordingly additional costs. So contractor, as we said, you save your company rights. And also, we all know that time is money. Whenever there is an extension of time, you are entitled for what's so-called prolongation costs. And in this lesson, we will dive in the concept of extension of time, because it is very essential to understand how it works. So we have here different type of claims. We have contractual claims, delay claims, change site condition claims. We have changes by owner claims, pricing and measurement claims. As we said, we will only focus on the delay claims. The delay claims could be caused by the owner or consultant, could be consultant slow action of submittal, failure to provide site access, insufficient plan or specification, changes in project scope of work, lack of payment to the contractors. So these are causes of the claims, not because of the contractor. But there are some claims, if you are client or consultant point of view, you might consider that delays are caused by contractor. Delay due to construction fault, wrong execution or rework, lack of resources, delay in procurement, low performance, lack of payment to the supplier. And actually we have too many cases where every single reason of this one was a very good reason for the project to be delayed. However, there is a third claim, is not fault of anyone, like the act of God. We call it act of God, like something not in the control of the contractor or the client, like strikes, bad weather condition, disasters, political issues, wars, and so on. So we now will talk about extension of time EOT. It is complicated. Why it is complicated? Because there is a huge argument between claim parties. No one would like to bear the responsibility of the delays. And also there are additional costs, what we call it prolongation costs, are associated with the claim if it is single fault of the client or the consultant. So planning engineers are responsible for making EOT claims. In my opinion, the best one to do the claim is the planning engineers, because they have access to the project specification, general condition, communication channels, they have the project baseline and the update progress and document cycle. However, I think that planning engineer alone cannot do this job. He can manage the job, but he needs or she needs support from all departments. If you want to create an extension of time, you act as your company lawyer by maintaining detailed records and documents for every event during your projects. I have seen too many claims where it will be very easy for a client or consultant to reject. Simply, it is not completed claim. When we say claim, it is not enough to submit a Primavera time schedule or couple of pages as an explanation of the claim. There is a structure for the claim. It should be followed, because claims, when you creating an extension of time claim, you assume this claim will go to the court. We work for the worst case scenario. So you need to be very clear, because if anyone external to the project reads these documents, he will understand what happened and what is the impact and so on. That's why we have some certain steps to create any claims. The first step is to find the event. then collect supporting document, then analyze the delays, then build your case and be ready to defend it. By following these 4 steps, you will be able to create a very strong claim. The common mistake that planning engineers make while developing EOT that they think I can do EOT alone without anyone else help or input, and this is fatal mistake because you might see the situation from your point of view, and in that case when you reach the stage to defend your claim you will find yourself in a very weak position. The project team should give the planning engineers the support, but also the planning engineer should know what to ask and from when. The other mistake people will fall in that they are expecting to have a clear, neat, supportive information. This is not the case in the construction projects. You need, as a planning engineer or whoever is doing this claim, to be able to dig and find the events and collect supporting documents from different departments. That's why the finding events is very essential step where it should show your skills as an investigator. You should try to find where are these events. When I say find the events, I mean that you can find a very good reason for an extension of time claim and accordingly the associated prolongation cost in documents someone could not look at it. For example, minutes of meetings is a very good source of events. Request for information, RFI, site work instruction, consultant comments in material submittal, consultant comment on shop drawing submittal, and so on. Now you might ask yourself, Hani, do you expect me to read all of this? No, definitely not. But as I told you, as an investigator to this case, I called it case because it is definitely a case, you need to talk to people. From the discussion, you will hear or you will find out that a construction manager will tell you, yes, they asked to do this in the minutes of meeting and it was recorded. Now you need to type this comment and find this minutes of meeting which is telling it changed this scope of work. From this point, you can dig in and find the supporting document. And to be honest, the events are not always clear. There are clear events could be recognized easily and there are hidden events. It is needing supportive scenarios and need further investigations. For example, the clear event could be the contractor is requested to hold this area until further notice. This is very clear event, but this is not the case in the most of construction projects. It could be the comment like this: the contractor is not allowed to proceed with the work in this area without written approval from the consultant. The scenario here that the consultant design has conflict in the area and the consultant rejects the contractor inspection request until he redesigned this area. But he didn't give you as a clear event, it gave you only as this statement. Then you need to convert this statement into a valid claim. Another example of event, the contractor is required to execute additional unit of whatever. This is very clear event because this is additional scope of work. The hidden event could be the contractor is requested to change the ceramic tiles in area blah 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 to marble. Although it looks like it is a cost variation order, but the marble should be imported. The supplier said it needs 6 months for procurement and shipping by sea, where the ceramic tiles were manufactured locally. There are too many samples of hidden and clear claims. For example, the contractor sent RFI to the consultant asking about missing air condition opening in a specific area, and the consultant replied that yes, it was missed from the design and set this area on hold. This is very clear event and rarely happen. What most likely will happen that the contractor will send the RFI to the consultant asking for the opening size of the contractor equipment which should be embedded in the concrete, and the consultant replied that as per specification. Very weird statement, not clear. Then you need to work out this one and convert it from hidden claim or hidden event into clear event. I would like to give you a few more examples about clear and hidden event to give you the overall idea. For example, the consultant changed the size of the window and instructed the contractor to execute this variation order. The hidden event could be the consultant commented that as per contract specification, the size of the window should not be less than 1 meter where it is 0.9 meter in the shop drawing. The contractor is instructed to change it accordingly. The scenario here, the contract a specific condition of contract says that the contract document priorities, and this is very important to understand the document priorities. Sometimes the priority is design drawing, sometimes the priority to the BOQ, sometimes the priority to the specification. In that case, the consultant refers to contract specification and would like to supersede the contract drawing, which is not right because the contract drawing are higher priority than the contract specification. Another event could be contractor is requested to change the original thickness of marble from 2 cm to 7 cm in the entrance area. This clear event. However, it could be that the submitted marble in the entrance area cannot carry the load of vehicles. Contractor should revise and resubmit. Here, if you are not very smart, you could consider this one as we said before, cost variation only, but don't underestimate the changes impact to your schedule. Here, as per contract drawing, the marble thickness in the entrance area is 2 cm. However, the consultant wants to change it without additional cost or time to 7 cm. This definitely could be variation order and also associated claim. There are few also samples of other sources of events. For example, minutes of meeting. It was agreed with the contractor to hold the excavation in this area until electricity company moves the live power cable. This is clear event, but it could be hidden event. The contractor was instructed not to move the live electricity cable found during the excavation until the electricity company inspection. You shouldn't accept such a statement, to be honest, because this is a suspension of the work. If I'm in this project, I would ask the project manager immediately to send a letter, official letter, according to the minutes of meeting, line blah blah blah, we are setting this area on hold until further notice. Also, a final example here, that the cavities during the excavation was founded and it is clear instruction that a cavity during the excavation that require a redesign of the foundation, a delay of local authorities permission. Another hidden events that this is not relevant to this one, but another hidden event that some people will ignore, that very bad weather. You can ask for extension of time for the bad weather, wars, earthquake, revolutions, whatever act of God or something outside your control. So once we find the event, we need to collect the supporting documents. And this is very important, to be honest, because we need to create a notice of delay letter, play request for a change if any, detailed description of the change of the quantities related to such a change. We need to include this one, all of this information, because it will help us later on building our claims. So we need to have related drawings and specs, all correspondences, letter submittal, etc., relevant contract clauses. And once you collected the supporting document, I have a method is to record these events in a log. So here is a sample of a delay log. We have here serial number, the event title, event date, event source, it's coming from site work instruction or from minutes of meeting or from letter, supporting letter. Okay, we responded to the event source by this letter and this letter date. We have impacted scope of work, the new scope of work, we have impacted existing scope of work. So now you have summarized all your information in event delay log. Then you start analyzing the delays. And this is very important because we have here delay analysis techniques. Delay analysis techniques could be defined as the method that mainly contains process of defining the effect of delay or a change on a project schedule. We have several delay methods, but there are few of them only famous. So we have impacted as planned versus as built, time impacted, collapsed as built but for. These are the 5 methods. However, only as planned and time impact are very famous to be used. Sometimes we're using as built. We are going to tell you now what are the differences and the advantage, disadvantage of this one. The impacted as planned technique is a prospective analysis technique that mainly depend on the baseline schedule and provide impact assumption regarding the delay events. So simply we'll get our baseline schedule, we'll put the events on it and see the delays regardless of the update. This method has some advantage and disadvantage. The advantage is suitable for complex projects, less argument with the client, simple and clear. The disadvantage does not consider the actual progress, no delay mitigation is considered. You might make the analysis that you are going to delay for 1 month, but on the ground you manage to do it in 20 days only. And this method also doesn't show the contractor delays. How it works? Very simple. We have here the baseline, we put the delays here, and then we have the new completion date. The second method is the as planned versus as built. As built means actual. We compare the as planned schedule with the actual schedule. This technique works by comparing the total project duration as planned with the as built project duration, including the affected activities with delays. It has also some advantage and disadvantage. The advantage, it is inexpensive. You don't need to do a complex analysis or too many arguments, and it is fast to apply. The disadvantage, that cannot deal with concurrent delays, because any delays from the contractor will be hidden inside. Not applicable for complicated projects, because you need to wait until the event is completed, and may give misleading results because you don't know that whether these delays are from contractor or from the client. The most famous way is a time impact analysis, or called also window analysis. Time impact analysis is a technique which look to the coming phases of the project and define what may happen as consequences of delay event. In this technique, we aim to divide the project into time windows, which is a period that depends on the update frequency duration. That is why it is called window analysis. This method has some advantage and disadvantage as well. It is suitable for complex projects, give high result accuracy, allow early corrective decisions. The disadvantages, it is required accurate as-built data because you need to have updated schedules and to compare to it, required complex analysis, and time window period is subjective. Since this is the most important method we are using in delay analysis, I would like to give you few examples of it. So here we have window 0, window 1, window 2, window 3. Window 0, we will start with it from start date to finish date. Whatever events completed up to here, up to window finish date, we will include. We'll start with P1, with program 0 is the approved baseline. And we have here the project finish date as per the approved baseline. We have contractor delay is 0, employer delay is 0. Now we have the events. We'll call it P1, which is P0, the approved baseline, plus the delay events. Now we have 21 days because project finish moved from this date to this date, so we have 21 days of employer delays. Then we will take this P1 and we'll update it as per the data date. If the date here is more than this one, it means there is 1 day for contractor delays. So we have here 1 day from the contractor, 21 days from the employer or the client. And we will do the same for all the windows. The purpose of the windows is to organize the events. So here, the cutoff date, the event which are completed before this date. After we do this exercise, we will have the contractor delays here 53 days, employer delays will have it 93 days. So total delays are 146 days. Now, considering this scenario, what we should do, we have 146 calendar days of delays. We have here excusable delay and non-excusable delay. The excusable delay are 93. The non-excusable are 53. What it means excusable? Excusable means the contractor has some rights to be delayed. Okay, and there are 53 days that no reason for delays or no excuse for the delays. I'll go back to remind you from where we get these values. Here we have 53 contractor delays, 93 employer delays. So here 93 is excusable, 53 is non-excusable. Okay, what we'll do now, we should give the contractor 93 days non-compensable. What is the meaning of non-compensable? It means no prolongation cost. And the remaining 53 days, we should apply delay penalty. This is how it works, the time impact or window analysis. Let's give you another example here. We have this scenario where the contractor delays, now we start making some recovery. When it comes by minus, it means the contractor made some mitigation. So in that case, the contractor delays is -1. He recovered 1 day. And the employer delays is 19. The total entitlement is 18 days. In that case, what you think? How it should work? We have 18 days of calendar delays. Excusable how many? 18 days. All of the 18 days are compensable. What mean compensable? We need to claim for additional cost for this extension. There is one argument here that, okay, why you need additional time? We have some variation order, we give you the cost of the variation order, and why you need additional cost for this additional time? You already has the additional cost in the variation order. The answer is very simple. You give me additional cost for the additional scope of work. What about my original team and original scope of work extension? If I have a project manager, I assigned him for 1 year in the project. I'm going to pay him salary for 1 year. Now I have to pay him salary for 1 year and 1 month because of the new scope of work which affected my original scope of work. So this is the case. After you created the delay the analysis and you are ready now, you need to build your case and defend it. What I mean by build your case? Build your case, it means that you need to be very clear and very organized. You need to have and verify all the documents you have. Check the documents to prevent any conflict in your document. You should not have one document say right and another document say left. Any conflict in the document would present a weak spot in the EOT. This is very important. And you should prepare the claim narrative, which is very important because every event shall have a narrative report that describes the event information and impact analysis for time and cost. What I mean by claim narrative? A claim narrative is a document that will tell simply how we ended up here. You should give the story from the beginning. You should have something called chronology. Chronology is the sequence of events. On this date, this something happened, and then you put exhibit for the document, so the reader will not go and search for whatever thing you are referring it here. You should put it very clear for him or her. So the chronology will sequencing the events and how it was initiated and how it is ended. It could be as long as it takes, doesn't matter. You should also be sure that you having the exhibits. Also, after you created the chronology, you need to have the essential information, the event information, justification, and the scope of work. You have here to define the event, and then you make your analysis in the narrative report. You can take some screenshots of your schedule analysis also. By creating a strong narrative report, you passing 50% of your claim negotiation, because without a strong narrative report for delay events, you most likely will not get anything from your client. I hope I could give you overall view of the claims and how it works, and if you would like to know more about claim management and extension of time, you are welcome to check our course, which is specialized in claim management and telling you a step by step how to do it. We also provide project management services where we create claims on your behalf. If you are a construction company and you would like to create an extension of time claim, or even assess or evaluate a claim submitted to you by your contractors, we can do both these for you. You are welcome to contact me and I'll be happy to assist you in something like this. I hope you find this video useful to you. See you in the next one.